if you're watching this video, you probably have a pretty good idea already of what's happening throughout the world and how an extraordinary amount of people are dying than previous years. And basically, it's due to something that we believe has happened that they forced us to do. And of course, they totally deny it. But I'm going to show you this real quick. I'm going to show you a series of articles that leads to why they're trying to explain all this stuff away as nothing major, that is just a regular part of life. And this is what they do because these people who are running this special operation against the world have to have a narrative for everything what they do because they have a certain set of people who believe everything they say and who will follow everything they do. You know, those cultist people that we see all over social media, those people in our family who want to call you conspiracy theory for every theory that you have, even though down the road you've been proven right or it's been proven to be true. Now, let me show you this real quick and how they're trying to explain all this stuff away through some really nonsense things. More people have been dying this year due to irregular heartbeats. Official figures suggest excess deaths or extra deaths are the number of deaths that are above the long-term average for a particular week, month, or year. So now I'm going to go through a series of articles throughout the last year to 2 years that they've been putting out there already so they can explain this so-called phenomenon that's happening, even though we have a pretty good idea of what is actually happening. So let me start you with this one right here. First, sudden cardiac arrest. How polluted air is raising the risk of cardiac deaths. So I believe this country is less polluted than it was probably 20 to 30 years ago, but yet they're trying to explain away as why we have more deaths. Air pollution is one of the factors that can increase risk of cardiac death as the inhalation of toxic particles could cause atherosclerosis, plaque inflammation that can lead to heart attacks. A study published by the AHA has found a higher risk of cardiac arrest at levels as low as 36.9 parts per billion, which is half the EPA standard. So, again, air pollution is one of the reasons, according to them, why we have all these sudden cardiac arrests. Here goes another one. This one is a good one. Living near noise pollution tied to greater risk of heart attacks. Living in a noisy environment can be annoying, but it may also harm your health. People experiencing high levels of noise from cars, trains, or planes were more likely to suffer a heart attack than those people living in quiet areas. Just thought you would know that because if you look and you try to decipher their reasoning behind this, think about it. Who are the people who the majority of the jabbed up are people who live in big cities? They happen to be around noise. They happen to be around a larger amount of cars and everything than people who live in the suburbs. So there you have it. Let's go to the next one here. Heart attack. Clocks hanging today can increase your risk. Top tips for daylight savings. In other words, so changing your clock forward or back is the reason why we're having more heart attacks. Very interesting to say the least. Here goes another one. Dehydration. And this will put it why all the athletes, they'll use that for the reason why all these athletes are dropping like flies. I think you agree with me when I say most of us would like to live forever, but the thing is evolution doesn't seem to have a timeline. And dehydration can cause a heart attack. And there you have it. Good reason why all the athletes, as I said, are suddenly dropping like flies. And what are the opposite of athletes? People who sit around and do nothing and maybe play video games. Well, here you go. Electronic gaming can trigger heart problems in some children, a study says. Video games may not be the safe alternative to competitive or high-risk sports for children who have or are susceptible to cardiac arrhythmia. So when you sit around gaming, that also can give you heart problems. And here's another one for the people who are sedentary, and you have it here. Study says sitting for over 8 hours in an office increases heart risk, and simple tips to reverse the harm done by extended sitting. So what we have here is people who do nothing are just as susceptible to a heart attack as the people who are playing sports. So, my question to you is, it seems like they set up so everyone falls into these categories. If you don't see what's happening, shame on you, and you have to open your eyes. We are living in a time where narratives are the way to beat down the population. It is a way where they can go around the truth as long as they have people who are willing to follow them at every single angle that they use. So we have a conundrum. We have to decide as people when enough is enough. I showed you now how they have set up a system where anything you basically do is now a reason for a heart attack. Now think about this. Everything is a reason for a heart attack except an untested thing that they forced on you and put in your body. Now that's not a reason for a heart attack. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.